time, so I have a question for you. Could you use some assistance? Do you know what day it is? It is August already, nearly September. Where has this year gone? The optimal time for planning is between now and November because nothing gets done in December, right? If that realization has just set in and now you're feeling the pressure, help is just a click away. Speaking of planning, has this ever happened to you? The first quarter of the year begins, but nothing is done because you didn't plan early enough. What generally happens is that you then take the first 3 months to plan for the current year. Then the second quarter begins, and you find that you are slow to get started because you're finalizing your plans. It gets to be mid to late second quarter, and your planning is finally done. The third quarter begins, and you're finally getting started. Excitement is in the air, and it feels good to be accomplishing something. By now, it's the fourth quarter, and you're really settling in. Great things are happening, and it's time to plan for the new year. You can't, however, because of the momentum you're experiencing at the present. And so the cycle continues. This scenario plays out due to the challenges that come with planning. You see, the work must go on. We understand that. So you can't give planning the time that it deserves. No matter how hard you try, still the same results. Maybe it's time for a new set of eyes, you say. I couldn't agree with you more. Perhaps you're saying to yourself, coming up with fresh ideas is a challenge. We've tried just about everything you can think of. Have you? Maybe not. Maybe you've only tried everything that you can think of. We've got some ideas that you ought to consider. It sounds like you need an assistant. Your virtual assistant has arrived. Take a look at our 6-minute virtual assistant intro and feel the spirit of excitement. Brothers, let me start by expressing my profound appreciation for your taking the time to view this very concise briefing. As I consider our challenge as ministers and church leaders, this passage from Ezekiel 33:7, which says, "So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman." Now, I don't intend to preach or teach in this briefing, but this passage clearly sets forth the need for a watchman. As I considered this passage, a question came to mind, and that is, what has happened on your watch? This question is not meant to be an indictment by any means, but to simply remind us of the challenges that come with this calling. It goes without saying that if you are doing God's work, Satan is working against you. But with consideration of the question, if your congregation is like so many of the congregations that we have served, these are the situations that we find. Our families are under attack. Many within our congregations have gone through divorce, have suffered drug and alcohol abuse. Many have experienced teen pregnancy or out-of-wedlock births, and some have struggled with pornography, to name a few. As it relates to church attendance, morning worship, Sunday school, evening worship, and midweek study, if your congregation is like so many that we've worked with, 1/3 or less are attending those other services, and even as it relates to Sunday morning worship, many congregations are experiencing delinquents. Concerning your ministry offerings, regarding your congregation and your community, the question is, are they being served by your current ministry offerings? As we look at your congregation overall, do you know how many nuclear families, that is, those with mother and father both at home, how many singles are within your congregation, how many youth, how many senior citizens, and how many are divorced within your congregation? So ASSERT introduces a concept called virtual assistant. This virtual assistant is a concept where we understand that you may or may not have the resources to be able to bring on a full-time database administrator. You may not be able to bring on a full-time youth minister or family minister or singles minister. And so we want to offer you those services as a virtual assistant. At ASSERT, we offer consulting services, training, workshops, and retreats. As it relates to our service offerings, we will come in and work with you to develop your database or evaluate your current database and demonstrate to you the value of data. Regarding membership demographics, we will survey your congregation and utilize the data from your database to generate a report that details who you really are as a congregation. With the charge that we've been given to reach the lost, community demographics are important. We will research local and federal resources and generate a report that will help you to know your community. We will assist you in the development of a plan to help you better serve your community. In order for you to be able to effectively minister to both your congregation and your community, it is important to perform an infrastructure evaluation. This is where we will review your current structure, leadership, ministries, education department, etc., and generate a report on the findings and make recommendations. The workshops that we offer address 3 different aspects of our lives: relationships, parenting, and self-improvement. While we will not cover in detail in this briefing the complete offerings, the Assert company profile, which I will send to you via email, will. The value of our workshops will be seen as you will be equipped to help your members and your community to deal with the challenges that they face in these areas. Brothers, please note that by inviting your community to these workshops gives you another evangelistic tool or resource. Our training modules, also detailed in the profile, have been developed to help your leaders improve interrelations with both your members and your communities, which will enhance your fellowship and increase your membership. Your members will also be trained with similar focus. Finally, we currently offer 5 retreats: unpacking old baggage, family under fire, singles, married couples, and youth. Again, the details are included in the profile. So this is Assert, Abundant Solutions, Enrichment and Resource Training. This is a glimpse of some of our references, which are also shown in the profile, where you will also see some testimonials from ministers and elders who have engaged our services and hosted our workshops. As we close, we offer the virtual assistant again to those of you who may not be in a position to bring on these positions, but also for those of you who have these on staff, we can be a very valuable resource to them as well. Our offerings will enable you to remain focused on your responsibilities. We'll handle the rest. We hope that your time to view this video has been beneficial. It is my hope that you will contact us to explore how we might assist you in your call to serve those under whom you've been tasked to watch. As the saying goes, 2 sets of eyes are better than 1. Let us help you be that watchman. Our contact information is on your screen, and we look forward to hearing from you. Send me an email to request your copy of the profile, or visit our website and do the same. Video conferences can also be set up to discuss the possibilities with your leadership team as well. Thanks again for your time. God bless you, and God bless your work. Take care. As we close, I have a question for you. Do you have an adequate plan? Satan does, and a big part of his plan is to keep you from planning. Doesn't God's work deserve our best effort? A plan, a strategy? Please let me help you. With the virtual assistant, you remain focused on your work, and we'll handle the bulk of planning for you. Your virtual assistant has arrived. Are you convinced that you need help, or perhaps you'd like to investigate the possibilities further? Please call me. My number is 214-202-7968. And let's get started on your plans for 2016. You can also email me at james.bradley@asert-usa.com. And you could use our contact page to get the dialogue started. We invite you to visit our website at www.asert-usa.com to learn more about Assert, Abundant Solutions, Enrichment, and Resource Training, because life was meant to be abundant. We offer consulting services, training workshops, and retreat. Thank you for taking the time to view this video, and please forward it on to your fellow ministers and church leaders so that we can help them as well. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Don't delay. As the song says, time is filled with swift transition, and we want to help you with that. Thank you. God bless you. God bless your work. We look forward to hearing from you. Take care.